Hey subscribers, welcome back. This video is looking at multiplying and dividing using numbers that are given to you in standard form. So in order to be successful at this, you need to be able to remember how to use the laws of indices, which I hope you've done before. If you haven't done the other videos on standard form, it's worth watching those on the playlist first. So let's just do a quick example of one of the skills that you need. It's laws of indices. And I'm going to do the first example for you. When you are simplifying questions like this, what you want to do is look for the numbers and then look for anything that's got indices. If the base matches, so in this case the base is n, so n to the power 5 times n to the power 6, you can use the law of indices. Now in this case the law you're using is this one here, so a to the power x times a to the power y is equal to a to the power x plus y. So in this case, let's just substitute these values in. N to the power 5 times n to the power 6 is equal to n to the power 5 plus 6, which is 11. So we've simplified it. This is the rule we're going to be using for pretty much all standard form questions on multiplication. So I'm going to leave this up here and I'm going to finish off the example, the first example here. So what you want to do is you want to do 2 times 3, which is 6, and then multiplied by n to the power 11 using what we've just done. And that is your final answer. Now, sometimes you may have just written this as 6n to the power 11, but we're not going to do that this time around. You'll see why later on in the video. So pause the video and convert question 2, 3, and 4 and 5. Simplify them as much as possible. Okay, I'm going to go through the answers in 3, 2, 1. So multiply the numbers first. 3 times 7, so that's going to be 21. And then we've got n to the power 6 multiplied by n to the power 9. So 6 plus 9 is going to be, so times n to the power 15. That's it. Okay, the next question. 4 times 2, so that's going to be 8. And then we've got b to the power 4 times b to the power 5. So it's b to the power 4 plus 5, which is b to the power 9. Okay, the next one. 6 times 4, which is 24. And then 10 to the power 3 times 10 to the power 4, which is times 10 to the power 3 plus 4 is 7. And then the final one, we have a times b is ab. 10 to the power 3 times 10 to the power 9 is 10 to the power 3 plus 9 is 12. Now, it's a few things you may notice here. We've done some multiplication. This number here, almost in standard form. There's a reason why it's not though. Why is this not in standard form? You probably spotted that this is 24 and it has to be a number between 1 and 10. We're going to get to questions like that later, but this is a nice idea of how we can multiply using standard form. Okay, let's get to the main examples here. So multiplying with standard form. When you are given two numbers to multiply that are in standard form, you are essentially using the laws of indices and simply the commutative law. So we can swap the order of any of these numbers around. So for example, a times b times c times d. I can multiply this in any order. I could do a times c times b times d. I could do d times a times c times b, and you can keep going. All the combinations work. So the first thing you should realize here is the brackets don't really matter because everything is multiplication. So we're going to rewrite this without the brackets. So this is going to be 2 times 10 to the power 4 multiplied by 3 times 10 to the power 3. Now if you've done the starter, you're going to know how to do this straight away. We're going to multiply the numbers first. 2 times 3 is 6. and we're going to multiply the powers of 10 using laws of indices. So that's going to be times 10 to the power 4 plus 3, which is 7. This is in standard form, so we just stop. Nothing else to do here. The question on the right is going to looks practically the same, but there's going to be a little bit of a change when we get towards the end. So first of all, ignore the brackets. We can do 4 times 6. So let's just write this out the longer way. So 4 times 10 to the power 4 times 6 times 10 to the power 3. Multiply the 4 and the 6 to get 24. And then you're going to multiply these two powers of 10 to get times 10 to the power 4 plus 3 is 7. Now, pause the video and think about whether this is our correct answer. So far it's mathematically correct, but it's not our final answer. Why is it not our final answer? So I hope you've spotted it's this number here, that's the issue. We know in standard form this has to be between 1 and 10. So the method is you rewrite 24 as 2.4 times 10. And then you just bring this down. So this is times 10 to the power 7. So this expression here and this one here are the same value. 2.4 times 10 is just another way of writing 24. Okay. Now the reason you do this, you probably realized, is this is 10 to the power 1. So we're now going to simplify this as 2.4 times, and then using laws of indices here, we're going to do 10 to the power 1 times 10 to the power 7, which is 10 to the power 8. And this is our final answer. So multiplying is really straightforward. You just multiply those two values, multiply the powers of 10 and add the exponents. However, you need to watch out that your answer is also in standard form. Okay, here's an example for you to try. Pause the video and have a go, and then I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay, so I'm going to go through the answer in 3, 2, 1. So remember, everything's being multiplied here, so we can ignore the brackets. So 4 times 10 to the power 4 times 6 times 10 to the power negative 6. So this 4 and this 6 are being multiplied. So 4 times 6 is 24. And then we've got 10 to the power 4 times 10 to the power negative 6. Let's just write this out the long way for this example. So times 10 to the power 4 times 10 to the power negative 6. So this is going to equal 24 times, now 10 to the power 4, we're going to do 4 take away 6, or 4 plus negative 6, which is negative 2. Now, this is still not in standard form, so we're going to have to change the 24 into 2.4. That's because it's a number, should be a number between 1 and 10. So this is going to be 2.4 times 10. And then we just bring down the times 10 to the power negative 2. Remember, there's a power here. This 10 does have a power. We write a 1 there. We don't normally write it, but in this question and these examples, we should be writing it. And then you convert this back. So this is going to be 2.4 times 10 to the power 1 plus negative 2 is negative 1. That is our answer. So it's 2.4 times 10 to the power negative 1. So all throughout this, we're just using laws of indices, we're converting it back into standard form, and then just watch out to make sure that A is a number between 1 and 10. So convert the whole thing into something as a power of 10. Okay, so it's your turn to practice. Here is an exercise for you to try, and there's a challenge that's visible here. Now, there's an example in the corner of your screen that you can use if you want to. Otherwise, pause the video and have a go with these questions. I'm going to show the answer in 3, 2, 1. So here are the answers. So check your working out. I hope you did well in this exercise. If you didn't, have a little cry, and then we can do some more practice and start improving. I will see you in the next video when we're looking at dividing with standard form. Smash the like button.